In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a Gmail account. A standard Gmail account is very useful, gives you access to all sorts of different tools from Google. For example, Google Webmaster Tools, Google Analytics, Google+, lots more stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to gmail.com, and here in gmail.com I'm going to click on create an account in the bottom right. I'm going to use fake information just for this sample account. So I'm just going to use sample account. I'm going to call it SAS sample account at gmail.com. So that's not actually available, so let's pick one of these ones that it's offered us here. Sample account 4, that'll do. Choose a password. So I'm going to use my favorite password generator online, GRC. So I'm going to use a random bunch of characters from the middle of that. And I'm just going to save that password and username here. So there's the username. Actually, I'm going to use a better login name than that. I'm going to use SAS dev server. Let's see if that's available. Excellent. So this stands for Self-Assembly Sites Development Server, which is what I'm going to use this for. So we've got to set up a security question, and you can pick any one of these. I'm going to write my own question here, and my answer is going to be 4. I'm going to change the security details on this account after I make this video, so I won't leave it that easy. And then recovery email, you can leave this blank or you can add in another email address that you own. So what this is useful for is if you lose the password and you can't remember the security question, the answer for that, then you can use your recovery email to reset the password. I'm going to leave that blank here. It's auto detected that my location is Ireland, and then I've got word verification here. Now this might be a little bit difficult to read sometimes, and if it is, you can click this little icon here. I can actually read this one, or think I can read this one, so I'm going to have a go. And I'm just going to review everything before I go ahead. So we've got sample account, SAS dev server, we've got a good password, we've enabled stay signed in and web history. In fact, I'll turn off web history. I've got my own security question. We've got the CAPTCHA in hopefully correct, and then we can read through all the terms and conditions and then click I accept. So that's done and the account has been created. So it's given you a little run through of what you can do. The archive button is one of my favorite features in Gmail. Labels are quite good because you can label something with 3 or 4 different labels, whereas in the old way of dealing with email, you used to put your email into a folder and it could only be in one folder, whereas you can label your emails with multiple labels. That's very, very useful. So I'm going to click show me my account, and you can see the email address that we've signed up for is shows here, and I'm going to close that. Now this is a standard email inbox. I'm going to show you some of the very, very basic things. First of all, you'll occasionally get pop-ups from Google on various different things, particularly as you start to use the service for the first time. This is just a pop-up for making voice calls in Gmail using Google Voice. So I'm just going to close that. One of the things you'll notice is that you've got a 7,000 megabyte or 7.6 gigabyte limit for your email. So it's a huge limit for free email. We've got 3 emails to start with. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to show you what you can do with emails once you've read them. So here's another pop-up from Google telling us about something new, so we'll just make that go away. So here's a standard email. The useful features that you might need, you have reply all and lots of other options down here. That's with this drop down. If you can just do a reply here. If you do reply here like that, this window pops up. You can save a draft of your email and click save now, and once that says saved, you can click back to your inbox and you'll see that it's listed here as draft and also here in the drafts. So if I open another email, once I've dealt with this email, maybe I've replied to it, or I've just decided I don't need to take any action, I can just hit archive. What archive does is it removes it out of the inbox, but if you go down here to all mail, you'll see that it's still actually here, so it hasn't been deleted. And this is really useful because what you can do is you can search through all of your email. I have about 3 or 4 gigabytes of email going back for the last 5 years, and I can do an instant search because I have all my emails archived. So it's very useful in terms of having lots of your previous email correspondence immediately to hand. So the other really cool thing we mentioned before is labels. So you can see we're now in the all mail label. Now what that means is we're seeing all of the emails, including ones that are not actually in the inbox. If I click back to inbox, you'll see only see those two. So if I go to all mail, I can actually drag that up here and it comes in here underneath drafts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to all mail and I'm going to pick the email that is not in the inbox, and I'm going to pick move to inbox. So you can see it's back in the inbox again, this one here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to labels. I'm going to label this one as travel because it's about using Gmail on your mobile. So I'm going to label that as travel and click apply. So now if I click archive, that's no longer in the inbox. But if I go to travel here, you'll see that this email is here and labeled under travel. The other thing that Gmail does that takes a while to get used to, it doesn't keep all of your emails separately, in the sense that you don't have a bunch of new emails one after another. What it does is it keeps all of the emails that are related to any particular subject in the one email thread. So if we have a look at this here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send an email to myself here. I'm just going to hit send. So that's been sent, you can see it here. If I go back to the inbox and just refresh again, you'll see that this now has me and it's got the digit 2. If I click on that, it's telling me that I've sent a message. The last one is from me, that's me here, and it's draft. So now I can click in here to reply again and send the next email. And you notice if you go back out to the inbox, it now says 3. And what you can do is if you click into the email, you'll see that it shows the email in a very kind of neat manner where you only see one line. You see the person it's from, and then you see a preview of the first line of the message. So you see the previous messages only partially, and you can click into any of those to expand it or to contract. What that does is it lets you keep a very long email conversation and simplify it. And it simplifies further by using this quoted text, so you can show and hide stuff that hasn't been changed. So if there's text here that's been copied from previous emails and hasn't been edited, you can just hide that and it won't show. So that's really cool, and it's one of the best things about Gmail. So it makes having a conversation very easy, going back over days, weeks, even months. So I'm going to click on archive, and then with this one I'm just going to click more, mark as read, and archive.